My thoughts are stars I cannot fathom into constellations. Hey guys, it's book club week, I guess, here on Proverbial Wumpus, and this week we're talking about The Fault in Our Stars. So we had discussed previously having like book club weeks where we talk about books, and because I think we all just want to talk about The Fault in Our Stars, so I think we should make it a thing. Okay guys. So I went to the post office today. I literally had to stop myself from jumping up and down when the guy at Shoppers Drug Mart handed me this. Ow. Oh my god, guys. I can't wait to start reading this, but I have things I need to do first, and then I'm gonna spend the rest of the night just reading this. So I'm not really sure what I want to talk about, and when we first talked about this I was like, oh good, I'm on Wednesdays, I can just like go off of what other people have said, but I don't have that anymore. But you know, I guess that's the onus of being Mondays. In the future I propose we have discussion questions beforehand. You should read this book. Everyone should read this book. It was fantastic, and it was fantastic. I have to say I haven't really felt this way after reading a book since I read Catcher in the Rye. I don't know, Catcher in the Rye just sort of had this lasting emotional effect on me, and I just like felt different after finishing reading it, and that's how I felt after reading this book. If that makes any sense. One thing I love about John Green's books is that he writes such wonderful, intelligent characters who have these discussions that I'm like, I want to be having these discussions in real life, and at the same time make me feel intimidated because these characters are so intellectual. And I know I've talked about this with Catherine, but John Green made this post on Tumblr about the type of books he writes, and he talked about how he sort of unapologetically writes these smart characters. He loves writing smart characters, and I have to say I love reading smart characters, and as long as John Green will continue to write like that, I will always pick up his books. So The Fault in Our Stars is basically about what the meaning of life is and what the purpose is and how to find meaning and purpose when your life isn't going to last that long. And I mean, right off the bat, that's interesting because who hasn't thought about that? Who hasn't thought about why we're here and how to get through this life and how to make it through that veil of tears? This sort of quandary was something that I personally struggled with a lot over the summer. Everyone wants there to be some sort of meaning in their life. Everyone wants, I guess, to have lasting impression, but we all know that maybe that's not possible, and as Hazel points out, the world's eventually going to end. There's going to be a point in time where the era of humanity is over, and even those who are noteworthy and known throughout history are going to be long forgotten. It's almost a very like nihilistic way of looking at things, like, or it can make you nihilistic to think like that. But I mean, that's not really the way John Green takes it. And although there's no one single answer to these questions, John Green does a pretty good job of tackling it. Anyways, what I couldn't seem to get into words yesterday was sort of, they talk about what the purpose of life could be and leaving a legacy, leaving a mark, being remembered, and how sometimes maybe instead it's just enough to love and be loved. Another thing that's great about this book is it's real, and John Green doesn't really pull any punches or try and make it seem fantastical in any way. He writes in a way that's very accessible and true and honest. That's the word I'm looking for. John Green is honest in his writing. It just shows reality, which is sometimes hard and sad, but can also be wonderful and happy at the same time. In closing, thank you, John Green, for writing this book. Thank you for Hazel and Augustus, and thank you for this story. I'm sure I will read it again soon. Until next Monday.